Hi, and welcome to Coffee Not Found, the podcast for the creative industry and gamification. This week's episode is the second episode on viral marketing. We covered off one about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Put Sesame credits in the middle, and now we've done this one. So, I mean, obviously viral marketing, something goes viral pretty much every day, so there's a lot of examples.
A lot in it.
Yeah. But we just thought, kind of cover off the really popular ones and kind of some stats behind them, and maybe a little bit about why it went so viral.
Yeah.
Actually, a bit of a theme as well, because the previous episode we covered off Squatty Potty.
Yeah.
So the first one actually is Poo-Pourri, which you hadn't come across before when I said it on to you.
No, I've never heard of it.
What's it called? Girls Don't Poop. It came out in 2013.
Yeah, 2013 is when they really took off.
Yeah, I last time I looked, it was 40 million views.
Yeah.
So quite a popular ad. And to be fair as well, there was a video on YouTube and it was an ad that was run on YouTube as well, because that's how I discovered it was actually playing for me. And actually it was the suggested ad for Squatty Potty. That's how I ended up getting this. I guess the crossover. But the year that advert came out, the company grew from 20 to 50 employees.
Yeah, in the first year of that video being released.
And they attributed the massive success to the social media efforts with hashtags National Honesty Day.
Yeah, so
and
be open about the fact that you poop.
Yeah, and Pooper Bowl.
Yeah, they won an award for one of the best Super Bowl ads. I think it was actually a radio award they got. So it was actually the audio to the ad that was played in the radio. They won an award. There's a lot. Super Bowl is a big deal for advertisements. To get a slot during that game I imagine costs a whole lot of money.
Yeah, no, those ads.
So they did well to get on there, and they got there, I think, by pure popularity.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the CEO's name, but she started the company in 2006. So I mean, you're talking 7 years before the ad came out that the company was going. So that's where going from 20 to 50 employees actually is a major thing, because if you're running at 20 after 7 years in business, and then in 1 year with that one ad, you just blow it out of the water. What the most recent video was 5 months ago, and that was 5.5 million views. So they're still doing
it was a Christmas type video.
Okay.
So to sell their product leading up to Christmas, advertise it as a gift for the family, and it started out as the CEO put $25,000 of her own money. It started in Texas, I believe, and it's now a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot of advertisements. Their YouTube is chock full of kind of viral style videos, and ones that did go quite viral. 5.5 million views is still a lot of views compared. It's not 40 million, but that's after years. Yeah,
well, that's it. Yeah, that ad's been there 5 years. So, and as well, when you find one of their ads, you tend to go down the rabbit hole of watching some of the others. It's like the Dollar Shave Club as well.
Yeah,
it's just
I watched all of them after that.
But and again, this is one of those ones where the topic is not really a done topic. You wouldn't expect this to be a really popular ad, but because they took such a tongue-in-cheek approach to it, and the woman that did the acting in it was very good. She was quite funny. I don't think she's the founder though. I think she's like Dollar Shave. It's the guy himself. Does the ads. I don't think it's the case in those ones. Could be wrong. Okay, and then the next one was TrueMoveH.
Yeah, so this is that really heartwarming ad that was released. You might know who they are, but they're especially if you're not from the area, but they're a cellular provider in Thailand, and they released a video which actually got a lot of awards called "Giving is the Best Communication," and it was basically a video where they're trying to advertise the fact that you can give back, and what goes around comes around, basically. And so it started out where a young boy is robbing a shop, and he gets caught, and a guy comes over, and it was actually a pharmacy he was robbing. He was trying to get medication for his mother, and a guy comes over and pays for it for him, and then gives him vegetable soup. And it kind of fast forwards years later, where the guy who paid for that for him ends up sick, and his daughter has to look after him, and she brings him to hospital, and she's really worried about the hospital bills. And she gets the bill then eventually one day, and it's zero, and it said paid for 30 years ago, where buy 4 packets of painkillers and a bag of vegetable soup. So it turned out his surgeon was actually the boy that he helped years ago, and he covered all of his medical costs so that he could survive. Which is just, it was just, yeah, really, yeah. It was a very tear-jerking style of advertisement.
Yeah, because I remember that one being shared on Facebook, and I was like, oh, you got to have a look at this and stuff. And yeah, it's weird. Like some of the videos when they go viral in places, and that's one of the reasons where it's like, it's not always great with a viral hit. Like it goes viral over here. But like none of us are going over to Thailand to get a cell phone.
Yeah,
so
that is
there's,
true.
you know, but at the same time, it was a hugely successful ad.
It surpassed 9 million views in 1 week. So that's big.
That's big. Yeah, that'll pass the muster.
Yeah.
And then these ones are ones. This one got shared a lot, especially if you're in our industry. And at the time, I was doing a lot more conference calls, so like everybody would be sharing this because you'd be just like, here.
There's quite a few of them done for different products actually, which I didn't realize until I seen the rest of them.
This one's a video conference done in real life, and Zoom did this one.
Yeah, this was done by Trip and Tyler for Zoom, and they I don't even know how to describe what they do. They're kind of like actors and producers, so they'll produce kind of videos or come up with videos for different products to sell, sort of business to business software and equipment, that type of thing. And I think they also attend events and things like that for businesses to do speeches and that kind of thing. But them in cooperation with Zoom made a video to kind of poke fun at the fact that a video conference call in the office, like just in work, just never goes successfully, and there's always a problem. And they're kind of playing on things like bad connection or lag, or somebody not being able to figure out the new platform, or somebody's kid coming up and interrupting the call because they're calling from home, or somebody who just won't use video, so you forget that they're there, or somebody who joins the call and doesn't speak for the whole thing until the end, and you've no idea that they were there the whole time.
No, it's and we've all been on calls with those people. Like it's just so it was very, very good, and it hit 1 million views was it?
It has over 1 million views now.
So,
which is quite good for such a niche thing. It is more of a business to business product rather than a business to consumer product.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, any B2B kind of videos, you will always see that they have a lower watch rate. But again, like business to business sales, you sell to less businesses than you do when you're a business to consumer. It's just the nature of the game. So it still carries it across. Okay, and because another one we didn't include here was the one I sent on where it was a conference call, and it's the same thing where
it's done.
It's and the thing is, they overlap. They're very, very similar, but in the middle of it all, the middle of the conference call, so it has people at the video or at the desk, but they're not at the desk, so they're just acting as they would, and the one of them is in the middle of it all, you just suddenly hear a barista going. It's like, I'll have a cappuccino, and there's a barista working in the background. And then at another stage, guy gets kicked out of the call, and you just look, and he's outside the office with his face to the door, just going, hello. It's
it's quite good. They're really well done.
Yeah,
they're very. It's a strange sense of humor. It's kind of office style humor. It's quite cool.
So then the next one was IBM, A Boy and His Atom.
Yeah, this is really. I found it really interesting. So IBM were trying to promote their research into atomic memory and their storage devices, and how their research is what makes their storage devices so good. Another kind of business to business advertisement, but it got a lot of traction in general because it won a Guinness World Record for the smallest stop motion animation ever made, because they used basically I'm not that scientific, but a very good telescope, I imagine, or not telescope, microscope, and recorded atoms, and were able to manipulate them and make the shape of like a stick man, like a boy, and he's got an atom and he's playing with it as if it's a bouncy ball, and he makes a trampoline out of atoms and jumps up and down. And it's a whole stop motion animation done with these atoms, and I'll put a link to it in the description because it's kind of hard to describe, but it's really quite cool. And they released this to show what they can do with atomic memory and how that they're able to manipulate atoms to produce the best memory, I suppose.
Cool. So 7 million views on YouTube you have here.
Yep.
So that's pretty impressive. Like, anyway. I mean, because IBM, like normally when something goes viral, you're talking about the little guy, you know, trying to punch above their weight and go viral. But like for IBM to put, how to be fair, I'd say if you total up the budget of every other video on this list, it would probably still pale in comparison to what it cost IBM to do moving of atoms into a stop motion video. But yeah, it's a clever way of doing it.
It's really, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool. All right, that's us. You can find us at coffeenotfound.com, at CoffeeNF on Twitter, at CoffeeNF Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. We are on LinkedIn. They're the ones I remember. There are probably others. We're on YouTube, obviously. CoffeeNF.
Yeah, just Coffee Not Found.
Coffee Not Found. Oh, we got that one. And that's us. This has been Coffee Not Found in association with Nebula Innovations. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.